Ti hazivram zipti. Lam qsti vibhavkli vogilti hazivram zipti. Lam qsti vibhavkli vogilti hazivram zipti. And Hugh for good measure. Before I open up the days of light and hope, allow me to give a background of my journey to being Ynari Bourchakoum are Ihar Hehu Pamluch Gnuit X Yaba. And our journey. We finished 44 years, 42 really, if we consider the August of 1983 board meeting information, and what was among that published between then and 1981's ECK Worldwide Seminar of Wazi under the title of the Mahanta, the Living Eckmaster. Before that, both these were the titles of Dapren for 12 years and 6 years of Peter Zask. Their training was not limited to years in organizations, and neither was yours. A decade before and a decade after, up to 4 years of official membership, was certainly an important insight role. The teachings are for more in the practices than the discourses, and the experience of such can leave it as a drop in the blood pool by comparison. And likewise, this outsider membership and realized individual approach can be used with every other scripture or path, can't it? The karma has been burnt and cut by many trials and severing of false authority. Sometimes the seeming worries and assassinations were carried out on other than the physical plane, so that we could be freed from misassociations and misdeeds, and that they would not have to happen here. There are things that are causal that cannot be discussed here. 12 years ago, I went through the ocean of love and mercy. Through landmarks and various planes thereof, with their lights and sounds and appearances, to receive the ruby quartz rod of Ek power by one with white hair and white clothes, following these 3 tests. Afterwards, I stood on the moonstone platform with the 3 blue carnations around it. My name as the unknown dream interpreter with sight beyond the mundane came over time as I approached my 14th initiation. 973 leaves have fallen, and we are to write our own scripture of gold beyond the 973rd leaf of the sapphire-paged book of the Eck Masters, beyond darkness, to sum up all scriptures and instructions. Jot Naranjan, Kal Naranjan, is among all the light and sound to bring us past guilt, shame, and fear. We are laws unto ourselves. The conservative morals and the liberal ethics need to be cleared as we step from reliance on intercession and outer approval. In this age, we are responsible for self-mastery, self-realization, and self-actualization. The causal and the alleged deities can't do the work for us. I'm not going to say some nonsensical thing like no books or no masters, but that is what they are hinting at. Netta netta, not for this or that. Jot, pure flame. Highest station. Kal, tension. A call, beyond time. Alaksha, free from attribution or discrimination. Alak, free from worlds. Naranjan, no fault, blemish free, completely clean, blameless. Is how we have known the causal, the acausal, as the god of this world and age, centered in the astral plane. The Janut, or Ashia. It is said that there is a book of the Shariat, Ki Sugmad, for each plane. In the two lowermost worlds, we have what represents or transmits a way beyond the mundane. At each level, things multiply in what they are. Outsider reference, membership, and your experience of the discourses and other media or interaction. Eckankar is not a path centered on perfecting beliefs and actions, but experience. We can imbibe it with that, though. We are involved in scripture and the hidden realms. It comes from. There is older and broader than what we have probably heard of. There is a current of information, power, and presence that transcends liberalism and conservative religion. Form and symbolism are not the acausal current, but we can have direct communion with the acausal beings in our ascent and interplane projection of a descent through our non-abrogated use of our centers. In each state of consciousness, the resistance to the unseen is cracked until removed. It is referred to as false, mental, negative, evil, the devil, Satan, and many other things. But it goes on, and its torturous cycle of existence is unstoppable. It does its job, and those who truly surrender return with their complex energies to the darkness. By the mysterious laws, the counsel of the divine will comes as each race fulfills its destiny in the twilight of humanity. In the meantime, we must do real-world deeds to prove the depth of our circles of initiation. We are understood more than is told, and our trainer takes us through the realms appropriate to our rank and training. We are beyond the slander and criticism, which really empowers us. We inherit our kingdom by the difficulty on the path, the separation of us all, the separation of illusion and delusion do not keep us from the transfers. Word, name, guides, temples, sights, sounds, and other qualities will inform you of your placement. By our increasing self-mastery, we become of our own category of being and eventually our own masters in direct relationship with the unseen worlds. But they are perceived in their own way, but not out of mere demands. A uniting reality and its chaotic force are not understood by the false prophets, but we may bring forth something that can impact everyone. We do not separate from our mental and physical realities, but the meeting in different dimensions and forgetting one's separate identity in encounters in our spirit body with the acausal. We have self-realization and the levels of a causal realization that takes us from the control of one spiritual side to the understanding of another. We are established in the hierarchy of increasing rarity. We are given upon the void, and it is not about the renown of relating it. It is not about personality, but our personification of consciousness. The path is full of personal guidance and features to keep to yourself. We perform our acts in a way that draws into and into an advancing collective realm. We are in charge of what we do and even what we want to believe. Virtually all paths will pass away, and Jot, Kal, Akal, Alaksha, Alak, Nranjan, Neta will feed on the impermanence as we pass through the tests and emancipate ourselves in the total modification. There is no other way beyond the self-imposed sophisms that stands in the way of the dreams of the eternal dreamer being ours, regardless of what the sources of so-called religions say. A sense of experience alone is not truth, but decisions with them may have final culpability. Dreams and vision require us to act as if we are doing these actions here. Everyone has had their impulses directed against them, but certain company can redirect them. It is not about blame of others, but going beyond guilt, shame, and fear. Projections are not the supreme truths, and it is not about the faith in us, our opinions of others. Our devotion to the imperishable are what brings our causal fragment by our sacrifices and directed thoughts. We are souls in complete immersion in matter. The alien sense of past, present, and future necessitates a change away from the affection to life for itself. Neta, Jot, Kal, Akal, Alaksha, Alak Naranjan invites us to supremacy by the confrontation on the inner and outer, beyond the power and enjoyment we may think we want, is what occurs with the blood in the grass. The different levels are to identify our power. Evil will not harm our purpose in the visible and invisible. Only an individual can accomplish for itself. Bloodshed, violence, torment, decay, poverty, sadness, and destruction don't end our presencing. It is we who expand within what may never be mainstream, but it will be enough to reach into realms and establish what the mundane cannot reach. Secret connections between operatives will be formed. Philosophies and what they call religions are sourced from what those are linked into, from what those sent, linked in, will not have imagined. Beyond damage and need of organization are closed cannons. Our links are formed. Agias agogasu amais hamais amas agiatas Drill Sergeant Gray Agiosan Hasha Noctulias Agios Nithra Agios Shugara Agios Shaitan Agios Satanas Agios Aosath Agios Olenas Agios Azanagan Agios Nakala Agios Gawath Agios Darkat Agios Bananath Agios Lidagon Abios Agios Abatu Agios Sapanur Agios Karasamsu Agios Nemaku Agios Budsturga Agios Maktoron Agios Veltakila Agios Kthna Agios Athoshir Agios Atazoth Agios Vindex Agios Falcathur Agios Davchina Agios Saractanus Agios Naas Agios Alastaros Agios Baphomet Agios Chaos Agios Aosath Agios Azif Agios Lux Agios Huiliu Agios Lucifer Agios Nox Agios Eulalia Agios Ira Agios Ariana Agios Venora Agios Adela Agios Razor Lam Katzivim Hamixli Wu Kilti Haziram Zipti. I shake in pain a lot, and I will have to edit this. Go eck yourself.